And then you should see me.
I see you.
Okay. Hey everyone, Sarah here from the Paper Cut. It is Tuesday. It's not our normal Thursday. First thing we're going to do is check video and sound. So hang on. Oh, there's video, which you have me, and this is my bike riding attire. So this is helmet head. And my mom's not here. So I do have Pat here from Brass and Bliss. And my mom had a dance lesson, so she may or may not be on. So we'll see. Anyways, I got to see if I have sound. Oh, I do have sound. Yay. So we played a little game, what the card was going to be, and one person got really close last I looked. So we are going to go down to the table. So here we go. Oh, and the other thing is, because my mom's not here, normally she would be linking. So I think Rob from Brass and Bliss is going to be on linking. And if you have questions or comments, besides hello and stuff like that, if you have questions for sure, Pat is reading your questions and she will ask your question out loud. Just because we don't have the same setup. So first of all, this is another new paper pad that is coming. I believe it will be here next week. So this one is called Home for the Holidays. So it's that. It's the Ho Ho Ho, which we're using. Oh, we'll look at class cards too. It's the deer with gray. It's this fun just background. Ice skates and hats and mittens. Like a snowflake one. You can see that there's some grays and stuff in here, and now there's some teals. So there's some matching ones. And usually I don't do the matching ones back to back. Like I have opposite ones back to back, so you can use all of them. Some more ice skates. Some houses, because it's called Home for the Holidays. Some more little houses with snow. This is just a fun Christmas print. And then some more houses. So that is, and I think that's all of them, unless I stole one out of the pack and it's missing. So, which I could do, actually. So anyways, I am going to use this one tonight. So the card that we're using tonight, well, here's some products that we're using. We're using this stamp set. We're using this die, which this die, some people caught the edge of it and said the A2 pop-up box, but I was a little bit tricky because this die fits on multiple things. So you were right when you said, when you got this die and said A2 pop-up box, but this one fits on some different cards. Jean Clark did say semi-funky fold accordion, which it does fit on there, but we're not doing that one. We're also using this border die. A lot of dies. This tree die and drum roll. Okay, I suck at a drum roll, but we are doing a double shutter card. So from the A2 pop-up box card, these two fit onto the shutters. So Patty said gatefold card. She didn't say double shutter card, but she was the closest, so she is going to get the prize. So anyways, and I think the prize is going to be a package of the double shutter cards. So these two dies fit down the panels. So let's pull out a double shutter card. I do have one of those here. I did pre-cut some stuff tonight because we were going to do some embossing. We're going to do some die cutting. We're going to do a lot of layering. But hang on, before we do that, let's just look at class cards again. These are coming up at the end of July. So there's one more card in this class. This is the deer and trees. So in this class, you will get this cover plate die. So we are die cutting this cover plate in class. We're die cutting the Merry Christmas in class. So this die comes in the class kit. And then there is one more card, and this one's a layered card. We're going to layer it. Now you can pop it up with foam tape and make it really thick, or I'm going to provide you some of the mat board that we use to just pop stuff up a little bit. So those are two of the cards. And then the other one is the festive tree. which I still, now I just remembered I didn't put this one together. So this one I still need to put together. But in that class, you do get this whole die set. And we are going to die cut these layers in class. And we might die cut the tree too. This one will be cut out for you, and it's attaching strips in there. You always have little pieces of paper, so you'll have paper to do that. I mean, you'll get paper in the kit, but laying around in your stamp room, I'm sure you have paper to make more. So those are 2 of the cards, and then there is that 3rd card that I haven't put together yet. And this die set comes in that class kit. So there we go. Those are coming up the last week in July because we're waiting for the dies to come, which they will be here next week. Kits are going to ship next week, Thursday. So, and then I leave for my bike ride next week, Thursday. So we will have fun time, or we'll have a live on Thursday, and the theme will probably be a bike. Imagine that. So, double shutter card. So this is a card. It's got 3 panels. They're all 4 1/4, and then there's a score in the middle of each one. So we're going to fold in and fold back, and then we fold in and we fold back. So that's what does the double shutter. Now, if you don't want as many panels, there's always the single shutter, which just has, you know, the 2 half panels, and it opens like that. So, but anyways, I did pre-die cut a few things. So I die cut some silver mirror card, and I die cut some red. So, and those were from this panel right here. So, but since Sarah likes to double layer, I do want, or triple layer sometimes, I am going to cut 1 extra little panel for this one. And I'm just going to go, you know, sometimes when you die cut, you get the little snibbly things around the outside. So I am going to die cut 1, or not die cut, but I'm going to trim 1 more layer to go in between. And that's totally up to you. I just like to triple layer sometimes. You know me, I'm a layer girl. So anyways, let's attach that to there. Oh, actually, before I do that, I was going to emboss it. And what made me think of just doing red and silver was I have my silver embossing powder in the room from last week. So here, we are going to use this stamp set, which I don't know if this was a new one or not. Fairly new, I think. Maybe?
No. What number is it?
It's number 3424.
No, we've had it for a while.
Okay. Okay. Well, anyways, this saying fits on here pretty darn good. So, let's see. Did I take my... Okay, my embossing powder is still here. My silver ink is still here.
Rob just sent the link for the stamp set.
Okay. Maybe Rob can link the A2 pop-up box card from my site. Pat does not have the computer set up that my mom normally has, so she is normally on her, I don't want to screw this up because I didn't die cut extras. She is normally on her little computer and doing links and then watching the big computer at the same time. So today she was in just for a little bit, and all of a sudden she's like, my computer died. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yep, it won't turn on. I'm like, well, hold it in, hold the button in to turn it all the way off, like hard turn it off. You know, let it off for a little bit, make sure it's plugged in, and then, you know, try to turn it back on. Nope, it still doesn't work. And then a few minutes later, she's like, oh, my bad. It wasn't plugged in. So, yay.
So Rob put the link for your site
Okay.
on there.
So I'm glad her computer, she loves that little computer. It's super old and it's probably going to die pretty soon. But she loves it. So she was going to be really sad if it was totally broken. But it was just a plug-in issue. which I have every once in a while too, especially with that computer over there. I like silver on red. I didn't know how much until just, I don't do it that often, but when I do it, I'm like, oh, I really like that. Oops. It's kind of like silver on black comes out really good too. And I did it on the top because I am going to do a border die down there. So we'll get to that in just a minute. All right, so I am going to put my white behind there. I actually brought, oh no, this is what I was going to do, the white glitter is what I was going to do the border die in. So sometimes with trimming, I like to attach it and then trim it after the fact. That's a little risky because if you mess it up, you're kind of done. But I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to risk it for the biscuit.
Somebody said they'd like the silver on dark blue also.
Oh yes, that is very nice too. Silver snowflakes on dark blue, that's really pretty. All right, I'm off to the side, trimming and keeping my fingers crossed. Yeah, silver on dark blue. I wouldn't think of blue and gold. I don't know why, because my junior high school colors were blue and gold. But somebody did a long time ago a manger card with dark blue and like a brighter gold, and that was really pretty. But again, sometimes I wouldn't put colors together, but then when you see them together from somebody else, you're like, wow, that's really awesome. So now you certainly don't need the extra layer. I just like the other extra layer. And now I haven't decided what I am doing with the other side because I wanted to do it a little bit different. So this one I am going to put on this side over here. And let's see. I had my other silver. There it is. So I am going to put my other silver on there, but I die cut my tree in white. So I might build that layer before I attach. So I'm going to attach this one for sure. And I think I'm going to attach the silver for sure on the other side, but then I'm going to hold off until I build my tree and then see what works. Sometimes it's all experimental until you get going. And then you have in your brain how it's going to work, and it doesn't always work the way you think it is, and that's okay. Sometimes you need to play around, and then you're like, oh, this is what finally works. So I am going to for sure attach this one. And then I do want to put things right here, so we'll get to that in just a minute. Because I think I'm going to take this new paper pad one and put layers on these inside two panels. So I did cut red. I'm going to go around and get the little snibbletsies off. So yeah, this paper pad is not online yet because I just found out today that it will be here next week. So, and it's been kind of a busy day.
And what's the name of the paper pad?
Oh, it's going to be called Home for the Holidays. So it's a lot of houses and skating and things that deal with home. So, but I think I'm going to put that on there. And I don't think I'm going to die cut it because I think I want a narrower border. So I'm just going to cut that one. I think, actually I might die cut it and double layer. But I'm just going to start out with cutting it for now. So this is 5. Okay. I'm going to save my little strip because you might want to use that across something.
Diana Banish says that she loves the brilliant red silver contrast. A lot of people are liking that.
Yes, yeah. I like that too. So in one of the cards in our class does have that silver and red. And maybe that's why it's sticking in my brain. Besides, I had the silver and red from the grad card last week. So, and then I did cut a piece of red for the center. So I might attach, I'll wait a second, because I might trim a piece of silver to go behind that. We'll see. Okay, I am going to attach these together because I really like this paper. I actually had it last week to show you, but then I decided to do the grad card instead, and I had no idea when it was coming. Because sometimes you just never know if there's equipment problems, which we've had some equipment problems with our shrink wrapper. You just never know. So I didn't want to show it and then have no idea when it was coming. But then when I found out it was coming next week, then I'm like, oh, now I can show it, yay. All right, so we are going to attach those. Okay. Now, the other thing you could do, you don't necessarily have to cut layers. If you have a stencil, you could take and stencil something that goes on both sides, or even through the middle a little bit.
What is the name of the red paper?
The red paper, well, I found this in my stamp room, and the red paper is actually the skin red, which we had it's discontinued, but we've had it on special, and so a lot of you probably have it. But I also pulled this one, which is almost exactly the same color, which is the classic red linen. So.
And classic red linen is the one online?
Yep, classic red linen is online. A lot of people might have the skin red, but classic red linen is very, very, very close, and that one we have. And I didn't have a bigger hunk of the skin red, so I only have it for these strips, and I am going to use this bigger hunk of the classic red linen because they work well together on the front. So. All right, because I think I did die cut my tree that I'm going to use in the white glitter, and I'm going to attach those to this layer, and then in theory I'm attaching this onto the front of there, just onto my silver side. So hang on, and I wasn't sure what size to cut it. So I'm just going to kind of look at my tree and see the size. I did die cut a silver star. And maybe Rob this is this tree. It's Christmas tree die. And I did have the bottom of the tree. Here we go. Okay, so the top and the bottom I did in silver. But now that I have an approximate size of my tree, now that it's laid out, and this is the crystal diamond print, the white glitter, so it's a little bit more sparkly. Okay, so let me see the size I'm going to cut my red layer. I'm going to cut it 2.5, and I probably have a die, so I could probably do it, but I don't have the die handy with me, which is fine. So I'm going to cut it by 2.5 by 4 1/8. Yeah, I probably have a rectangle die that this would have worked, but and of course I will probably double layer this too. I brought in a piece of silver Miri Sparkle. Ooh, that's a little bit short, so that's not going to work. Although I could probably run into my other room and find a layer. Or I did bring some silver Star Dream to layer behind that too, which I think I might do. Okay, let's go ahead and build our tree. Getting hot. Is it hot in here? Or is it just me? No? Okay, I am going to put foam tape on my tree. Because the tree is going to overlap on the bottoms, I'm only going to put, on my main one I can put foam tape behind the whole thing, but then as I work my way up, I'm only going to put foam tape at the top. And maybe, I could put, I don't know what I'm going to do. I got to think about this for a minute, because I could, if I wanted to have a little bit of depth down there, but not the whole layer of foam tape, I could use a thicker cardstock or just strips of that chipboard, which I don't know if I have any of that in here, but I'm sure I have I do have cardstock in here, obviously. So let's go ahead. I'm going to layer my bottom of my tree first, and that one I might just attach with paper or with adhesive. Yes, I'm very hot. And I am going to get on my bike and ride home after this. All right, there we go.
Your sound is echoing.
Is
all
it?
All of a sudden, yes.
Just all of a sudden?
Well, I'm just now getting information that it's echo. Are you echoing?
Oh. Is it echoing for everybody? I can't switch it at this point.
So far, we have Lynn, Barbara, and Hope all saying they have an echo.
Oh.
And then there's there is an echo. I just refreshed also. Yes, there is an echo.
Oh.
Yeah, so how do we fix that?
We can't.
Oh.
I can't, sound is almost impossible to fix.
Okay.
So, sorry. Yeah. Sound is, no, same here. I don't know why. We did have a beep here, so I'm not sure why. It is echoing. And it just started. Okay, I'm going to try not to talk too much. I'm just going to work so you don't have to deal with the echo. Because we haven't had the echo problem for a while.
It's mostly people on Facebook, but there was Teresa is on
YouTube.
the red one, which is it must be.
Hmm.
So there's an echo of everybody.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know why. But like I said, I'll just work.
Somebody was asking if all the devices are muted because they need to be.
Well, we weren't echoing the whole time.
Yeah. Yes.
It just started.
Yeah. But at least they can hear you, so that's okay.
Okay.
So that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Good job, Teresa. Kathleen. Yeah, Teresa's on YouTube, so she's getting that there too.
Yeah. I don't know why. And we are just we're close to done anyways. So I will just not talk as much. All right. There, I'm going to cut that. That is interesting and disturbing at the same time. I'm just cutting my tree layer. Okay. And I'm going to cut a layer for the inside. Okay. I'm going to have to test it before next week. Yeah. So we do have comments sold. I just do want to say this. I know I'm echoing, sorry. But on Sunday at 6 o'clock, we have our comments sold. And there will be some paper and then other things. I'm going to try and do a post that it just, an overview, a video of what items we're doing in comments sold. And those will ship out while I'm on my bike ride, because Brian will box those starting on the 21st. All right. Then we are going to attach that. And I think I'm going to pop that up with foam tape. Now when I attach it, I only want to attach it to one side. So I want to make sure I attach it to the correct side. All right. So there we have our double shutter card using, oh, I forgot my border. Hang on, I wanted a border right down there, which I was going to use this die. I'm going to do that really quick and then I will get off. So this die has the scallop on it, and then it has either the trees or the snowflakes. So you can die cut them together or separate, depending on how far away you want it. So I'm just going to die cut it together. And my crystal diamond print. This one I am going to get a piece of tape to hold it in place. All right. Okay, so when we pull that off of there, we have our little trees and our scallop at the same time. But you can do trees, snowflakes, or snowmen. So I'm going to use that right down there. And you're going to cut whatever, if you want it real narrow or you want it taller. So we can take and we can cut that. So we can cut it to whatever height we want. Alright, so I'm going to attach that. I'm just going to snip this. I could do it on my trimmer. And then I do have enough that I can use this same little border somewhere on the inside of my card also. So, okay, I'm going to attach that one last thing and then we're going to call it a night. And I had the top off of my glue press. So, hang on a second, let me find some microdot adhesive.
Oh, the echo's gone.
Oh, so it must have been a Facebook issue. Oh my gosh, I was trying not to talk.
Because somebody was on YouTube and it's still, we're still there. But
okay, well.
So, lovely card.
So,
Very
good.
pretty card.
Phew, I was trying not to talk. And you guys all know that's hard for me because I sit there and yabber the whole time.
They think I touched something. No, my hands have not been touching anything.
Did your son say that you touched
Probably.
something?
Yeah, that's what my son said.
Oh my goodness. Phew, done. Okay, so we have our double shutter card. Yay.
Yay. So pretty.
Yeah. Anyways, thanks for joining us tonight, guys. We'll see you next Thursday. Oh, if you are in...
Next Thursday?
Yeah, next Thursday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yep. If anyone is in the St. Louis area, I'll be at the Collinsville show at the Gateway Center, I believe, on Friday and Saturday. So come and see us there. This weekend, definitely. Next week, Thursday, we will have, on Sunday, we'll have Comments Sold, 6 p.m.
That's after you get home from Collinsville.
After I get home from Collinsville. And then on Thursday, we'll do a live. And then on Friday, I actually think I have the boys on Friday. And then Saturday night, or Saturday morning, I'm leaving for my bike trip. So, anyways, thanks much for joining us. And we will see you on Sunday, hopefully, or this weekend. Bye. So now hit